Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhu. This is Kamodaki Dashi from Baltimore, welcoming all of you to the mid-morning japa session. I thank all of you for chanting. Attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. Let us move to our next part of the session, which is Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata class. May I know who all have joined the call this morning? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Gauranga, and all assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all the devotees. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And giving you association every single day, twice a day, sometimes 3 times also, right? Hare Krishna. Very wonderful.
Yeah, Mataji, but sometimes I cannot join, especially in long. Sometimes, especially in long weekends, sometimes I cannot join. I just do by myself with my husband.
Oh, okay. That's fine. But your heart is here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances again. Welcome. Hare Krishna. Give your association every day.
हरे कृष्ण कमोदी की माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीति दासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all the devotees, and thank you, Mataji, for joining every single day, regularly, twice a day. You're very valuable association.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Balavinda.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Balavinda. Thank you very much for joining and giving your very valuable association. And please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your service and chanting. Thank you, Mata. Thank you, Vindadasi. Hare Krishna.
See, Mom, my mom wants to say.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinta Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gandharika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association every day, all the time, regularly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, HG Kamudiki Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Jai Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving you a very valuable and pleasant association. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranams. Shri Guru and Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada. This is Suksagadi. So nice to see you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad? Aditi, I didn't get your name.
This is Suksagadi, Devidasi.
Chintaman?
Suksagadi.
Oh, Sukhasagari. Hare Krishna, Sukhasagari Mataji, welcome. Thank you very much for joining this call and giving your association. I hear you sometimes on sometimes question, sometimes on shloka recitation. It's very nice. You have very nice services and you're doing so many services. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. For your
blessings, Mataji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Gracious Srila Prabhupada, Sudevi from Virginia. Hare Krishna.
What is your name?
Sudevi.
Sridevi. Oh, Sridevi Dasi. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Shiva Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. And thank you very much for joining every single day, twice a day, or maybe sometimes thrice a day, maybe joining the kids' classes also. Thank you very much for, and always keep on coming on video and Zoom classes. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. All glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. This is Anuradha Devidasi from Dallas, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Radha Devi Dasi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Very nice to have your association on call, but with and very nice questions also you ask. So we all get benefit by that.
Keep your blessings upon us, Mataji, by your wonderful association. Thank you. Dhanavad Pranam, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, this is today. I have to honor with this. Today's welcome to Sangha Japa Conference. So today's class will be given by His Grace Nithyananda Prabhuji on the topic of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, Chapter 9, verses number 113 to 118. So, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, are you there? Oh, you are there. Thank you.
Omadiki Mataji, can you
Yes.
read this one quote for today and then hand over the call to Prabhuji? Is that okay?
Yeah, I have to remove this thing, and but then when I do it, it just disappears everything. So I'm trying to
Okay,
remove
then
it.
I can read it for you, Mataji. July 5th.
Okay, now it's good.
It's good. You can read, Mataji.
July 5th, Prabhupada's quote. Originally, Krishna's energy is one, spiritual energy. But according to different functions, Maya is represented differently. In the material world, the energy is called Bhadra. And in the spiritual world, the same Maya is called Subhadra. Subh means auspicious. So in this spiritual world, the same Maya works auspiciously, and in the material world, the same Maya works inauspiciously. Letter to Upendra, July 5th, 1969, by Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji.
Thank you very much for Prabhuji. Nithyananda Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving your very fair. Thank you very much for giving your very valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on this topic. Please take over the call now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji's, all the devotees, children, who is in the Sangha. It's my privilege and fortune that I got this engagement, being in the association of all of you. Is my voice is audible to devotees?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, thank you. So I have been told to discuss from the Chaitanya Bhagavatam by the grace of Shiva Prabhupada and their disciples. I had opportunity to hear Chaitanya Bhagavatam many times, though I have not read the whole book completely. So I was wondering that am I a fit person to speak on this topic, but just few hours back I got the service to speak on Chaitanya Bhagavatam. So I myself don't have any qualification, but maybe on the strength of being heard, having heard from Srila Prabhupada disciples and other devotees, Srila Prabhupada lectures. So I'll try to share something, seek your blessings and permission. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The Chaitanya Bhagavata Shastra, the beginning, Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes some Mangala Charan in his commentary called Gaudiya Bhashya. Try to recite that verse. I try. Ashraya Vishaya Dvaya Anyonya Sambhogamaya Radha Krishna Madhurya Dekhaya Vipralamba Bhavamaya Sri Chaitanya Dinashraya Duye Mili Audharya Vilaya Bhaktaraya Ramananda Gauravrijay Yuva Dvandva Dekhi Nija Bhava Siddha Chakshe Shekale Raya Bhupa Krishnera Sannyasi Rupa Nahi Paya Sadhak Kera Lakshe. The confidential devotees of Shri Gaura, Shri Ramananda Rai saw with divine eyes that Gaura is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. He was not able to see the sannyasi form of Krishna. Radha Bhave Nija Bhranti Swalita Radha Kanti Audare Madhurya Aprakasha Audharya Madhurya Brahma Nakari Beta Hashrama Bale Prabhu Vrindavana Dasa. Being absorbed in the mood of Radha, Krishna forgets himself and exhibits her dazzling complexion. The conjugal pastimes of the Lord are not manifest in his magnanimous pastimes. Vrindavan Das Thakur teaches us that One should not labor hard to find the conjugal pastimes of the Lord in his magnanimous pastimes. Gandharvika Chittahari Krishna Yogya Krupakari Radha Vina Tinho Karonaya Kangala Dinera Sabha Sri Chaitanya Dayarnava Tandrasevi Thata Siddhaya. Lord Krishna, who enchants the heart of Gandharvika and who bestows mercy on the qualified devotees, does not belong to anyone other than Radharani. The perfection of attaining his lotus feet is achieved by serving Sri Chaitanya, who is the ocean of mercy and friend of the poor. Chaitanya Nithai Katha Sunila Hridaya Vyatha Chiratare Yaya Sunishchita Krishna Anuragahaya Vishaya Shaktikshaya Shrota Labhe Nija Nitya Hita. If one hears the topics of Sri Chaitanya Nityananda, the pangs of one's heart are certainly destroyed forever. By this process of hearing, one attains the eternal benefit of attachment to Krishna and detachment from material enjoyment. Bhagavate Krishna Katha Vyasare Lekhani Yata Taramarma Vrindavana Jani Sri Chaitanya Bhagavate Varna Anarupamate Gaura Krishna Eka Karimani. Here is the glorification of Vrindavan Das Thakur by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur understood the topics of Krishna described by Vyasadeva in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And in the same way, he wrote Chaitanya Bhagavata, describing the pastimes of Gaura, who he accepted as non-different from Krishna. Gaurere Gaurava Lila Shuddha Tattva Prakashila Ye Nitai Dasa Vrindavana Tahara Pada Abja Dhari Anukshana Shiropari Gaudiya Bhashere Sankalana. The glorious pastimes of Gaura have been revealed by Sri Vrindavan Das, the servant of Lord Nithyananda. Following his footsteps and always keeping his lotus feet on my head, I write this Gaudiya Bhashya commentary on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata Lila Mani Marakhata Chaitanya Nitai Katha Sara Sune Sarvakshana Karne Sahasra Mukheta Varne Grantha Raja Mahima Apara. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata is a collection of the jewel-like pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Nityananda. One should always hear and chant with thousands of mouths the unsurpassable glorification of Lord contained in this great book. Shri Bhakti Vinoda Padayate Nashi Bhogi Gada Suddha Bhakti Yahata Prachara Likhite Gaudiya Bhashya Rahi Chitta Tavadhasya Yachi Prabhu Karuna Tomara. Now Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, after paying his obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then to the author Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, he is further coming down in the parampara to offer obeisances to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur preached the process of pure devotional service, and his lotus feet destroyed the desire for material enjoyment. While writing this Gaudiya Bhashya commentary, begged for his service. O Prabhu, let the desire for serving you always remain in my heart. Hari Vinodera Asha Bhagavata Vyakhya Bhasha Kunja Seva Kari Bayatane Bhakata Karunahale Sarva Siddhita Bemile Nahiraki Anya Asha Mane. By the desire of Lord Hari, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, desire of Lord Hari and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I am writing this commentary on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. I will attentively serve their lordship in the kunjas. By the mercy of the devotees, one can achieve all perfection. Therefore, I do not keep any other desire in my mind. Shuddha Bhakta Murtiman Shunaya Yahara Kana Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Gana Shri Gaura Keshara Vara Idashera Guru Vara Sada Kripakara Moradana. Now Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in his Gaudiya Bhashya commentary on Chaitanya Bhagavata, offering his obeisances to his Diksha Guru, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. The pure devotees of the Lord hear and chant this Chaitanya Bhagavata. Sri Gaur Kishore Das Babaji is a spiritual master of this servant, so always beg for his mercy. Shri Varshabhanava Devi Aslishta Daita Sevi Yena Chadi Aparadha Ghora Shri Vraja Pathanevasi Gandharvike Divanishi Giridhara Seva Paitora. Shri Varshabhanavi Daita Dasa desires to serve the beloved Lord Shri Varshabhanavi Devi by giving up all the offenses. O Gandharvika Giridhari, I pray day and night for your service while sitting at Shri Vraja Patana, Shri Mayapur Dham ki jai. So this is prayers offered before Chaitanya Bhagavat Shastra in the Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So this is writings of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur before the commentary. So we can also add our Paramaguru Srila Prabhupada in the prayers. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Anchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Siddhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Now the Shastra starts with the author's Mangalacharan. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadatau sankirtaneika pitarau kamalayatakshav Vishwambharau Dijavarau Yugadharmapalau Vande Jagat Priyakarau Karunavatarau. Offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, whose arms extend down to their knees, who have gold and yellow complexions, and who inaugurated the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Their eyes resemble the petals of a lotus flower. They are the maintainers of the living entities, the best of the Brahmanas, the protectors of religious principles for this age, the benefactors of the universe, the most merciful of all incarnation. This is a beautiful verse, Mangalacharan, and famous verse by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Then goes Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakala Trayate Namaha. O my Lord, you are eternally existing in the past, present and future, yet you are the son of Sri Jagannatha Mishra. I offer my repeated obeisances unto you along with your associates, your dear servants, your sons, your Goswami disciples, are the process of devotional service, such as the congregational chanting of the holy name. Your concerts, who according to regulatory principles refers to Vishnu Priya, who is Bhu Shakti, Lakshmi Priya, who is Shri Shakti, and Navadvipa, which is Neela or Leela or Durga. And according to devotional principles, refers to the two Gandharvas, Narahari, Ramananda, Jagadananda, and others. To Gadadhara, sorry. Avatirnau Sakarunyau Parichinnau Sadeshwarau Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanandau Dvau Bhratarau Bhaje. I worship two brothers, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda, who have descended in this world as the supreme controllers. They have appeared in a covered forms as embodiments of mercy. Sajayati Vishuddha Vikrama Kanakabha Kamalayate Kshanaha Varajanu Vilambi Shadbhujo Bhuta Bhakti Rasa Bhinnartakaha. All glories to Sri Gaurasundar, whose powerful activities are supremely pure, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, whose eyes are like lotus petal, whose 6 beautiful arms extended to his knees, and whose heart is inundated by loving devotional sentiments as enjoys dancing in various ways during Kirtan. Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandro Jayati Jayati Kirtistasya Nitya Pavitra Jayati Jayati Bhritya Tasya Vishveshamurte Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Prayanam. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra, who is a fully independent Supreme Personality of Godhead and the abode of the transcendental pastimes. All glories to his eternal pure activities. Sri Gaura Sundara is the controller of all other controllers, the Lord of the universe, and the embodiment of transcendental knowledge. All glories to his devotees, all glories to the dancing of his beloved associates. Adya Shri Chaitanya Priya Goshti Racharane Ashesha Prakara Mora Danda Praname. In the beginning, I offer unlimited obeisances to the feet of the loving, confidential devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya. So these are the Mangala Charan of the Chaitanya Bhagavat by the author himself. So having chanted the Mangala Charan, the given chapter is 9th chapter, isn't it? Adi Khanda, 9th chapter. Verse goes to verse goes to 113 to 118. So we'll go there directly. Okay. What is a system you are all having, that the verse is recited by response, or Mataji's, Prabhuji's? Can I get some guidance from that?
Prabhuji, you first, we won't repeat it after you normally.
Okay. I just chanted the Mangala Charan, maybe quite long Mangala Charan, so I hope, I don't know whether it's proper or not, but I anyway already did it. So now I will read this verse, okay. 113th verse. Is that correct?
Yes, Prabhuji, 113 to 118.
Thank you. Tabe Prabhu Madana Gopala. Okay, how to go this? Tabe Prabhu Madana Gopala Namaskari Chalila Hastinapura Pandavera Puri. How you read this, Mataji's, Prabhuji's? Word by word or just verse correctly?
Verse and translation, Prabhuji. Translation and the purport.
The devotees respond to the shloka verses?
No, Prabhuji. We do it on the mute. Yes.
Oh, okay. Tabe Prabhu Madana Gopala Namaskari Chaila Hastina Pura Pandavera Puri. Nityananda offered his obeisances to Madana Gopal and then went to Hastinapura, the abode of the Pandavas. Bhaktasthana Deki Prabhu Karane Krandana Nabhujet Tartika Bhakti Sunyera Karana. Seeing the home of those devotees, Nityananda began to cry. The local people, however, could not understand Lord's sentiments due to their lack of devotion. Commentary by Srila Nitrila Pravishto Vishnupada. Paramamsa Parivrajaka Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada. The word Tairtika refers to the so-called residents of the holy places or local people. The words Bhakti Shonyera Karana means due to the absence of devotion. Balarama Kirti Deki Hastina Gare Trahi Haladhara Bali Namaskara Kare. As Nithyananda remembered Balarama's glorious activities in Hastinapura, he explained, "O Haladhara, please save me," and then offered obeisances. Tabe Dwarakaya Aile Nityananda Samudra Karile Sana Haile Ananda. Thereafter, Nityananda went to Dwaraka, where he joyfully took bath in the ocean. Text 17. Siddhapura Gela Yatha Kapilera Sthana Masyatirte Mahosave Karila Nadhana. He next went to Siddhapura, the place of Lord Kapila. Then he went to Masyatirtha, where he distributed foodstuffs at a festival. Shiva Kanchi Vishnu Kanchi Gela Nityananda Deki Hase Dui Gana Mahamahadvandva. Lord Nityananda then visited Shiva Kanchi and adjoining Vishnu Kanchi. He laughed when he saw the two groups of followers quarreling there. Commentary. The second line of this verse refers to Vishnu Kanchi residents who are Vaishnavas and the Shiva Kanchi residents who are the devotees of Shiva, the devotees of Shankarshana. Due to their poor fund of knowledge, these two groups always debate over the positions of Lord Vishnu and Shiva. In other words, after observing their fierce animosity towards each other, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is not different from Mula Shankarshana Vishnu, began to laugh. So these are the group of verses of the Caitanya Bhagavata Adi Khanda we are discussing today. So Nityananda Prabhu, who is born before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Brajendra Nandana Satyasuta Hoile Sai Balarama Hoila Nitai. So this is our understanding that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Sri Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna appeared in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in order to relish the love of Srimati Radharani. It's a very special incarnation. So in that sense, that in this age of Kali, not just in this age of Kali, we have got these four yugas: Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. So when these four yugas, the calculation is there. When they are put together, becomes one Mahayuga. And then such kind of cycle 28 times completes. The 28th time, only at that time, Krishna appears in the 28th Chatur Yuga. Krishna appears in the Dwapara Yuga as original Krishna from Goloka Vrindavan. And after that Dwapara Yuga following Yuga comes Kali Yuga. In that Yuga, again, same Krishna appears as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in that sense, once in 28 cycles, after 28 cycles of these four Yugas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in his original form as Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. So in that way, appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very rare actually. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, with him also appears Balarama Hoila Nitai. Balarama appears as Nityananda Prabhu. Of course, in other times, other than this 28th Chatur Yuga, other yugas also, Krishna appears, but he appears as Lord Shri Narayana appears as Krishna, and Mahaprabhu also appears, but he appears as Gaura Narayana, and who teaches the Yuga Dharma. He doesn't distribute love for Vrindavan. So in that sense, in spite of we living in this ghor, very dangerous Kali Yuga, we are very fortunate that what is not available for the 27 Kali Yuga people, after that, the 28 Kali Yuga people only can get the privilege of this Mahaprabhu's incarnation and understanding of him. So that Kali Yuga we all born. So in that sense, we can be very, very happy and be blissful about that. And not only that, in this age of Kali, Srila Prabhupada appeared and he is distributing this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Kripa. And by the great fortune, we have got opportunity to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The opportunity is there. So in that sense, we are very, very fortunate. That's why the great devotees of the Lord, they say that if anybody thinks about the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they will actually faint in amazement. Karaha Vichar. If you want to do any kind of research or Vichar, you try to understand Mahaprabhu's mercy. You will become mad and you will faint in amusement. What kind of mercy? How we are getting this? So that is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anarpita charimchira karunaya avatirna kalau samarpayitum unnadojjalasva bhaktim shriyam hari purata sundara dutikatam vasandipitai sada hridaya khandare sparatuvaha sachinandana. Anarpita charimchiratnam. Arpita means arpanam. Arpita means that which is offered. But this is not offered for a long time. This is not arpita, but it is anarpita, that which is not offered. That which is not offered for what? 1 day, 2 days? Again it is been offered? No. Anarpita, it is not offered for how long? Charim chirat. Chirat. Chirat means chiranjeevi. Chirat means for long time. Chiranjeevi means live long. Charim chirat, for chirakal, it is not been offered. Anarpita charim chirat. That which has not been offered for long time. Karunaya avatirna kalo. But that which is not been offered for long time, millions and millions of years. 27 cycles of these 4 yugas not been offered. Karunaya avatirna kalau, and that has been offered in this worst of the age called Kali, avatirna kalau. And these 2 Lord have appeared in the age of Kali, avatirna kalau. Mahaprabhu appeared. For what? Samarpayatum. He is appeared to do samarpana. He is anarpita. That is not given. He is come here to arpita. Samarpayatum. Anarpita samarpayatum. Avatirna kalau. Karunaya avatirna kalau. Why karunaya? Because this has not been offered for millions of years. For a long time it has not been offered. And that is offering in this age of Kali. Why? Because Karunaya, because he has a great compassion. Karunaya avatirna kalau samarpayatum. What is that? What is that you are talking about not offered for a long time? And this person have come to offer that in this age of Kali. That also because he has great compassion. What it could be? What is that which is not offered for a long time? And Kaviraj Goswami breaks the suspense by saying, Samarpayatum. What is that Samarpayatum? Unnata Ujjvala Shriyam. Unnata Ujjvala. Unnata, it's amazing, great. Ujjvala is effulgent and brilliant. What is that? Ujjvala Shriyam. Shriyam is all auspicious. What is that? Unnata Ujjvala Shriyam. Hari Purata Sundara Dutikandi. What is that he's offering? Unnata Ujjvala Shriyam Swabhakti Shriyam. What is that? Swabhakti, devotional service unto him. So Kaviraj Goswami very gracefully, beautifully building up. That which is not been offered, please come and take it. It has been offered. Where? The age of Kali, the worst age. And people are quarrelsome and not qualified at all. But for this age, it has been offered. And who is offering? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering. Why is offering at this age? For no price. Karunaya, because he has compassion. So, okay, what is the offering? What is the offer? Swabhakti Shriyam, Swabhakti, devotional service unto him. What is that Swabhakti? Unnata Ujjvala Swabhakti Shriyam. Hari Purata Sundara Dutikathamba Sandipate. Hari Purata. And this is like a molten gold, so valuable, beautiful, dazzling, that bhakti. Sada Hridaya Kandare Sphuratva Sachinandana. That Sachisuta, Sachinandana may representantly manifest in my heart with all brilliance. That is a beautiful prayer by Kaviraj Goswami. So that is a rarity of Sriman Mahaprabhu's incarnation, avatara, and Mahaprabhu's offering to all of us. That gift is unimaginable. Anarpita Charimchara. Beautiful description. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, how we are getting that which is not obtained by so many millions and millions of ages, by many great advanced sages also. How we got it? We got it through the great parampara. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Panchatattva, Shad Goswamis, down the parampara, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada disciple, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In this beautiful Mangala Charana we read that before studying the Shastra of any particular Shastra, it is a tradition that the offering of gratitude has to be given to the lineage of this particular Shastra. So the original writing is done by Vrindavan Das Thakur, and then a commentary is written by Sri Siddhanta Saraswati. So few verses of the commentaries Mangala Charan is recited, then the Mangala Charan of the author is recited. So we are going from which is very closer to us than to the Mula Shastra. So what is closer to us in this Shastra? Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Mangala Charan. So we recited that and we read through the understanding. And how Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also writes? He writes, he is offering obeisances to Mahaprabhu, and then to Nithyananda Prabhu, and then to Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, then to his divine father Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and then to Sri Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, spiritual master. In this way, it's a beautiful offering of gratitude. So the Vaishnava understanding all start from gratitude. Gratitude and understanding of the rarity of this opportunity. That then only we can actually digest the mercy. Otherwise, when a person doesn't have eagerness and understand the rarity of these things, they may not be able to relish this. Just like when a person is sufficiently hunger, a fire in the stomach, then only one can relish the different palatable dishes. But if there is no hunger, then how much ever food could be there, one may not be able to relish it. So what is the hunger in devotion service? Understanding the importance of it, understanding the rarity of this, and the eagerness to hear, eagerness to understand, feeling oneself unqualified, how great it is. So that is a qualification by which we can understand the Shastra. So when there is eagerness, when there is when the greatness of mercy is understood, then we will become grateful to those who are offering this gift to us. So first there has to be the understanding of the glories and the eagerness to accept this. And then when we're eager, we have understanding, then it cannot just come as a birthright. It has to be offered, not demanded. So there comes gratitude to those who are great. So udaradhi, buridha, gratitude towards acharyas who are mercifully giving us this gift. So how that is offered? That is offered through the entire parampara system. So this shastra who is given to us? Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur is given this shastra to us. So gratitude towards him. And how he is offering this gratitude, how he himself is giving, he is offering profuse gratitude, he himself showing to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Why? Sri Nityananda Prabhu is a great personality who bestowed his mercy on Vrindavan Das Thakur. So this anarpita charimchira karunayavatirna kalau, this Mahaprabhu's mercy is very rare. And how we are getting? Through three great acharyas we are getting. Mahaprabhu's mercy we are getting through three great acharyas. Who are they? Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Adi, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, and Sri Caitanya Mangala, written by Sri Lochan Das Thakur, and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, authored by Sri Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. All these three great personalities, because of their grace, they actually can learn or understand the Shastra, which describes the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Panchatattva and all their associates. So these three great acharyas are our worshipable lords, whose grace, whose mercy we are begging. So gratitude has to offer to these three, and all three of them are delivering us the great gift of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Katha. How they are doing this? They are doing this by the grace of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So Kaviraj Goswami gave us the Mahaprabhu's pastimes to all of us by the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Bhagavata, all the more evident. Vrindavan Das Thakur gives us the mercy of Chaitanya Bhagavata by the mercy of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu. Lochan Das Thakur also gives Chaitanya Mangala by the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. Why? Nityananda Prabhu is a personality who is non-different from Balaram. So because of Balaram's grace, because of Nityananda Prabhu's grace, one can get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu is a person who is revealing us Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why when Kaviraj Goswami was in his hometown, when Meenaketana Ramadas, correct? When he came and when he saw that Kaviraj Goswami's own brother, I believe Gunarnava Mishra, when he slightly neglected to receive Meenaketana Ramadas felt that he did not want any kind of respect for himself, but he felt that Nityananda Prabhu is not respected properly. So he became very angry and he broke his flute in the middle of the assembly and he goes away. That time Srila Kaviraj Goswami spontaneously chastises his brother. It is better to be an atheist than worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and neglecting Nityananda Prabhu. By seeing his attitude, that how he respected Sri Nityananda Prabhu, one cannot jump directly towards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, towards Sri Krishna, Radha Krishna, without approaching their associates. So when Kaviraj Goswami, he is very learned scholar, very humble devotee, but on top of that, when he chastised even his own brother for the neglect he showed towards Nityananda Prabhu's associates, means it culminates in neglecting Nityananda Prabhu. He chastises him. Because of this particular disposition, Nityananda Prabhu is pleased And then Nithyananda Prabhu comes in the dream of being pleased with Kaviraj Goswami. Nithyananda Prabhu comes in the dream of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and guides him that you go to Vrindavan, there your desires will be fulfilled. So there he comes to Sri Radha Kund, and there he describes he learned Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime directly from Srila Raghunath Dasa Goswami, who stayed with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for almost 18 years under the guidance of Sarup Damodar Goswami in Jagannath Puri. And he directly witnessed the beautiful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And those pastimes he has noted down in his diary, and he was speaking about the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the banks of Radha Kunda every day for a few hours. And Kaviraj Goswami was hearing personally the narrations of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Raghunath Dasa Goswami. And who is Raghunath Dasa Goswami? He himself is a Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, who is a Prayojana Acharya. Mahaprabhu directly instructed him that you worship Radha and Krishna. And Mahaprabhu gave his own personal Giridhari Govardhan Shila to Raghunath Dasa Goswami, and personally instructed him that to worship of Govardhan Shila. And he instructed him that always remember Radha Krishna and you meditate on their pastimes. In this, Mahaprabhu personally nourished Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, and also he nourished him through the association of Sarup Damodar Goswami. So that Raghunath Das Goswami, before getting the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he could reach Mahaprabhu's lotus feet? He could reach Mahaprabhu's lotus feet only by the mercy of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu. So when Raghunath Das Goswami, who is born as a great mercantile family in Saptagram, in the family of Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhana Majumdar, there he was born in such a wealthy family, but he was not at all interested in enjoying the material opulences. So he was trying to reach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, but he tried so many times, but he could not leave his home. He was bound by the gods who are arranged by his own father and uncle. So he was again and again brought back to home. But at the time when Nithyananda Prabhu came to Panihati, beautiful pastimes, when Nithyananda Prabhu came to Panihati, there when he went to meet Nithyananda Prabhu, he served Nithyananda Prabhu and all associates. Nithyananda Prabhu saw Raghunath Das Goswami in a distance. Raghunath Das Goswami felt that he is not qualified at all even to go close to Nithyananda Prabhu. From long distance, he paid his obeisances. In spite of Raghunath Das Goswami is the richest person amongst the Mahaprabhu associates at that time. And his father used to do so much of donations, so much of offerings he would give to Mahaprabhu's devotees from the Saptagrama. They are practically, even during British time, the Saptagramawasis were owning huge part of Calcutta city. That kind of parampara, mercantile community, they are so much of wealth and resources, and they are pious and charitable. But in spite of that, Raghunath Das Goswami did not think that I am a great donor. My parents are great donors. So he didn't even think anything like that. Rather, he felt himself as most wretched and unqualified person. He stood way behind in the assembly of Nithyananda Prabhu, who is seated in a beautiful banyan tree, under the banyan tree in the banks of Ganga. When Nithyananda Prabhu noticed, many times we try to go near the deities, near the great personalities. We may be noticed, or most of the time we may not be noticed. But here Nithyananda Prabhu noticed Raghunath Das Goswami, who is very far from behind. He was humbly paid his obeisances, thinking himself unqualified, but he was being noticed. So there, when Nithyananda Prabhu saw that this is happening, so then he called him, you are chor, come here, you are a thief, come here. And then Nithyananda Prabhu brought him, when he came and he paid his obeisances. Then Nithyananda Prabhu said, you are a chor. Why he said you are a chor? some great devotees give the Rasika explanation. They say that Raghunath Dasa Goswami was trying to reach Mahaprabhu very often by his effort. He would run away from his home, and when he runs away, he thought he escaped, but after some time the guards would come behind him and catch him and bring him back. Like that, so many times he tried, but every time he was failure. But when he, with this kind of sad heart that I could not leave this this material whirlpool of this great opulence life, he was very sad that is there any way I can achieve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So there, Nithyananda Prabhu jokingly chastised him that you are a thief because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a property of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And Raghunath Das Goswami trying to reach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he could not get Mahaprabhu. All his attempts were becoming failure. But here, Raghunath Das Goswami approached Nityananda Prabhu. There he said that you are trying to approach Nityananda Mahaprabhu without me. So you are a thief because Nityananda Prabhu's property is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now he has come to Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu called him and said, now you will achieve the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu blesses him. Not only he blesses him, he tells all other devotees also bless Sri Raghunath Das Goswami so that he will get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First, Nityananda Prabhu orders him that because you behave like a thief, hiding behind in a distance, now you offer as a punishment, you offer big feast for the assembled devotees. So Raghunath Das Goswami engaged his family's wealth in the service of all the devotees in Panihata, Chidadahi Utsava, isn't it? Recently many devotees celebrated, I think all of you must have also celebrated. Beautiful festival takes place in the banks of Ganga in Chidadahi and Chidadut festival. Beautiful Prasadam festival takes place. And when he served all the devotees, when all the devotees are satisfied, then Mahaprabhu tells all the devotees, so all of you give your blessings to Raghunath Das Goswami. And Nityananda himself put his lotus feet on the head of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. So when Nityananda Prabhu is pleased, then he offered his benediction. Very soon your desires will be fulfilled. You will achieve the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, Mahaprabhu will put you under the care of Swarup Damodar Goswami and you will become famous as Swarupera Raghunath. So this is the blessings of Nityananda Prabhu. So when Raghunatha Dasa Goswami received the blessings of Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu also did not give blessings directly, he gave blessings to Raghunath Dasa Goswami as through giving him service to all the devotees in the Panihati festival. So Panihati festival, it may appears to be like some festival where beautiful feast is being offered, but it's a great tattva behind it. That before Raghunatha Dasa Goswami was trying to approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, but he was not able to succeed in that. But when he approached Nityananda Prabhu, who directed Raghunatha Dasa Goswami to serve the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his own devotees, when he pleased the devotees, then he got the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And then when he gets this mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, then very soon he could leave his home successfully and got the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy also he got through the association of Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami, who is Mahaprabhu's close associates. And by directly seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and even more hearing from Swarup Damodar Goswami, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami imbibed and he stored all the nectarian pastimes in the core of his heart. That pastime is being narrated on the banks of Sri Radha Kunda. And that particular pastimes are now have been heard by Srila Kaviraj Goswami, who received the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. And by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, in his great scripture, Chaitanya Charitamrita, he is giving us the whole narration of Chaitanya Charitamrita, which because of which, by the grace of the parampara, we are able to release Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, Chaitanya Charitamrita author got the mercy of Nithyananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita, whatever content is there that is spoken by Raghunath Goswami, got mercy of Nithyananda Prabhu. So, without mercy of Nithyananda Prabhu, and rather only through the mercy of Nithyananda Prabhu, we are getting the great narration of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now Chaitanya Bhagavata. What is Chaitanya Bhagavata? Chaitanya Bhagavata is a Shastra which is written by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Small child, Mahaprabhu's very unprecedented mercy Narayani got. Narayani is a small child. Mahaprabhu personally, is my voice is audible? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you now.
Hare Krishna. When Srimati Narayani Devi was a small child, Mahaprabhu came and personally bestowed Krishna Prema on her. And once Mahaprabhu said, Narayani, you chant Krishna's name, and by the dictation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narayani experienced ecstatic love for Krishna and she chanted Krishna's names. And Mahaprabhu personally offered his lotus feet to Narayani Devi, by which she could taste the toe of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by the Mahaprabhu's personal Mahaprasad's grace, Narayani Devi begot Vrindavan Das Thakur as her son. And that Vrindavan Das Thakur is an ardent devotee. He is a last disciple of Sriman Nithyananda Prabhu we hear. So that Nithyananda Prabhu's grace flowed through Vrindavan Das Thakur. So again, through Sriman Nithyananda Prabhu's grace, via Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, we receive this great Shastra called Chaitanya Bhagavata. Lochan Das Thakur grace, he also Parama Karuna Pahundu Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra. I believe this is written by Lochan Das Thakur. So again, Lochan Das Thakur Chaitanya Mangal also is nothing but simply the grace of Nithyananda Prabhu. So through Nithyananda Prabhu's grace, we can only approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's understanding, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shastra, they are getting to Nithyananda Prabhu. Such a great Acharya is Prayojana Acharya, Raghunath Dasa Goswami, who is absorbed in Radha Krishna pastimes, who is teaching us the highest understanding of Prayojana, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Prayojana is the ultimate perfection, ultimate goal. What is the Prayojana? Relishing the, understanding the pastimes of Radha Krishna, understanding the grace of Srimati Radharani and Krishna, Gopinatha. So that is what the Prayojana goal of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And that deity is Radha Gopinath. The Acharya of Prayojana is Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami. Such a great Acharya could approach to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He depended, he was able to get that mercy only because of Sri Nithyananda Prabhu. So such a understanding we should have on Nithyananda Prabhu. So Kaviraj here, Vrindavan Das Thakur, in this particular chapter, he describing the glories of Nithyananda Prabhu, how he is traveling to various holy places. So in this chapter also we read how Nithyananda Prabhu, as the servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a Balaram, he serves Sri Krishna, and as Nithyananda Prabhu, he serves Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As a Lakshmana, he serves Lord Ram. In all the time, he serves Krishna, he serves Lord in various flavor and various mood. But what is his whole desire, whole heart is how to please Sri Krishna, how to please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how to please Lord Sri Ram. So that is the whole existence of Sri Nityananda Ram. So if anybody try to approach without Lakshmana, without Balaram, without Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are doomed. So that's why Kaviraj Goswami again and again, with so much of ecstatic and so much of intoxication, he sings the praise of Nityananda Prabhu. And here, in this particular episode, he is describing about the travels of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu. So, Nityananda Prabhu is traveling from Ekachakra to various holy places. Son of Hadari Pandit, he was born, Padmavati Devi, but he left them, caused great anguish of pain for them, and they separated themselves. For what? So that Nityananda Prabhu can give us the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas, he gave so much pain for Sachimata, Vishnupriya Devi. For what? So that only for the reason that the Kashir Mayavadis, all the living entities in the material world are burning in the material whirlpool of Maya. So in order to deliver the Mahaprabhu, gave this pain, and the great associates of Mahaprabhu underwent so much of pain. For what? Just so that we can get Sriman Mahaprabhu's grace. So Nityananda Prabhu left the home, beautiful home, and we all heard the pastimes in the previous chapters about Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes in his village, how beautifully they are staying together, Krishna conscious family, Krishna conscious friends, doing drama together, eating prasadam together, talking about Krishna Katha, Ram Katha together. Such a nice atmosphere. Please, everybody's life is completely surrounding Nityananda Prabhu's grace, beautiful moon-like face. But suddenly one day when sannyasi comes and he takes away Nityananda Prabhu, and like Dasharath Maharaj gives Ram in the hands of Vishwamitra, similarly Hadai Pandit gives Nityananda Prabhu in the hand of this sannyasi, and Nityananda Prabhu travels to various places. Why he is traveling? He is going there to give the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She is going there to give the mercy of Sri Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. But he would not reveal that. Why? Nityananda Prabhu mood is that I only preach openly when Mahaprabhu gives his instruction. So in this way, Nityananda Prabhu travels to various places, and there he meets, some places he meets Madhavendra Puri, his dear spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri, and goes to various holy places. So Nityananda Prabhu goes to various holy places. The holy places in this age of Kali, they become deprived of their potency because of the sinful people's assembly over there. But the great devotees, what to speak of Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, when he travels to all these holy places, he makes the place of pilgrimage even more purer. And this holy place becomes purified by the association of these great devotees. So here, Nityananda Prabhu is going to this holy place. So when he went to Hastinapura, he performed his own pastimes there, and he is remembering all those pastimes. Nityananda Prabhu began to cry. Why he is crying? This is the same place my dear Pandavas, Bhima was there. My dear Pandavas were there. Such a great trouble they underwent, and how the battlefield of Kurukshetra took place, how Yudhishthir Maharaj reinstated as the king of the whole entire planet. So all his remembrance comes, Krishna's remembrance comes. So he is in that remembrance, he is crying. But people there could not understand Nityananda Prabhu's. Who is Nityananda Prabhu? Why? Because of the lack of devotion. So the lack of devotion is due to the absence of devotion. But as Nityananda remembered Balaram's glorious activities in Hastinapura, he explained, "Oh Haladara, please save me," and then offered obeisances. So Nityananda Prabhu personally himself is Balaram, but is offering obeisances to Balaram. Why? Just like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he is offering his obeisances to Krishna. Similarly, in the following the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is offering his respects to Krishna and Balarama. So Balarama is offering, remembering his own pastimes in the dham of Hastinapura. So these are the mysterious things where devotees have to get a great mercy to understand how come Nithyananda Prabhu is offering his own his obeisances to Balaramji himself. Then Nithyananda Prabhu went to Dwaraka where he joyfully took bath in the ocean. Can you imagine? Nithyananda Prabhu is going to Dwaraka where he performed all the pastimes, killing of Divida demon, and Balaramji is staying there with the whole entourage of Dwaraka Vasis there, Revati mountain, and all the places of his own pastimes. So same place Nithyananda Prabhu is going there. So already the water, and few remnants are there, and he joyfully took bath in the ocean there. Then he went to Siddhapura, the place of Lord Kapila, Siddhashrama, where Kapila Muni revived all his Kapila Muni performed his meditation there. So there he went and went to Matsya Tirtha, where he distributed foodstuffs at the festival. So when you go to the holy place, Nithyananda Prabhu showing by his example that you are not going to holy place to enjoy or seeing Krishna for our own pleasure. Going to holy place means tapasya and performing charity, austerity, and serving the devotees. So he himself is distributing prasadam in the festival in Matsya Tirtha. And Balaram himself went to various places in Kanyakumari. When he went for distributing cows and charity. As a Kshatriya, he exhibited the dharma of giving charity. Then Lord Nityananda Prabhu visited Shiva Kanchi and Vishnu Kanchi. He laughed when he saw the two groups of followers quarreling there. So Nityananda Prabhu in his travel went to Shiva Kanchi and went to Vishnu Kanchi. So Kanchipuram is a beautiful place in the southern India where beautiful temples are there. Kanchi is also considered as one of the cities glorified in the land of Bharatavarsha. Kanchi, Ayodhya, Avantika means Ujjaini, Maya, Haridwar, and Kashi, that is Varanasi. These are the very, very holy cities in the great land of India. And Kanchi is in the southern India. So Nithyananda Prabhu went there. Just like Navadvip is considered as a seat of learning, Kanchipuram is also considered as a seat of learning. So when he went there, he took darshan of the many Vishnu forms. Varadaraja deity is there, and there is Pandavaduta deity is there, and there is the Totakari Vishnu's beautiful deities there. All darshan he took, and he also went to Shiva Kanchi where he took the darshan of Ekambareshwara. So all after seeing these beautiful darshans, Nithyananda Prabhu is in a disguise. He didn't reveal about his personality, neither he preached. But there he saw two groups are fighting. Who are fighting? The Shaivas and Vaishnavas. Vishnu, worshippers of Vishnu and worshippers of Lord Shiva. Both of them are fighting based on their own understanding. That the Vaishnavas, they understood Krishna is a supreme personality God, Vishnu supreme personality God. But they look towards the Shiva devotee and sometimes even Lord Shiva as inferior. And the Shiva devotees, they consider Shiva as the supreme personality than anyone else. And they consider the Vaishnavas and Vishnu as inferior. So these kinds of behavior, which leads to their own egoistic understanding, egoistic ahankar, and that led to great fight among them. But Nithyananda Prabhu laughed that Lord Shiva in every holy dham, in Jagannath Puri, he is there as Lingeshwar Mahadev. And in Vrindavan, he is there various places at Chakleshwar Mahadev in Govardhan, and Kundeshwar Mahadev in Radhakund, and Gopeshwar Mahadev in Vrindavan, and the Rasastali, he is there. Lord Shiva is there, and he is there in Vimaleshwar Mahadev in Vimalakund, he is there. In various places, Lord Shiva. If you go to Srirangam, he is there in Jambukeshwara. If you go to Tirupati, he is there as a Kalahasteshwara. And if you go to Mayapuri is there also as a Kshetrapalaka, Praudamaya, and his husband as Lord Shiva is there. In all the holy places, Lord Shiva is very intimately connected with Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna. And Krishna likes to keep Lord Shiva as a Bindu Madhava in Varanasi. Lord Shiva is there as Kashi Vishwanath. People, very recent time also, people heard a lot of glories about Kashi Dham, which has been developed under the present government as Kashi Vishwanath. But Kashi is a dham of Madhava. Bindu Madhava is a deity still there. People rarely know about the deity, small deity of Bindu Madhava. He is actually the main deity of Varanasi. And Kashi Vishwanath is a Kshetrapalaka who serves Bindu Madhava. In Prayaga, same Madhava is Veni Madhava. In Rameshwaram, Lord Shiva serves Sweta Madhava, Setu Madhava, Setu Bandhan in Rameshwaram. The Setu Madhava is there. And that Setu Madhava is served by Lord Shiva as Ramalinga Shiva in Rameshwaram. In this way, Lord Shiva intimately connected with Lord Vishnu, Krishna, and Krishna is intimately connected with Lord Shiva. But without having proper understanding, here Shaivas and Vaishnavas are fighting, and Nithyananda Prabhu is just laughed at them because there is no question of fighting, that how Lord Shiva and Krishna are intimately affectionate to each other. So being their devotees, and this devotee is supposed to be also intimately loving with each other, but without proper understanding, they are fighting. And that is been, and Nithyananda Prabhu did not involve, did not try to solve the fight, but he just laughed. Why? Because he is waiting when Mahaprabhu is going to appear, and only when Mahaprabhu gives his grace, then he is going to preach all over with so much vigor. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and then he gives Nithyananda Prabhu order, Suno Suno Nityananda, Suno Haridas, hey Nityananda, hey Haridas Thakur, both of you here, go out and preach. Tell Krishna is your heart and soul, Krishna is your treasure, Krishna is your father, Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your loving treasure, and go and preach this great message of Krishna's name. When Mahaprabhu ordered, then Nithyananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they started preaching. So that is the greatness of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, that Nityananda Prabhu performs activity for the pleasure of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to please him. And such a Nityananda Prabhu's grace, if it is there, then only we can receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace. So in this way, in this chapter, Vrindavan Das Thakur beautifully narrating the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu, his travel, and having narrated this, then Kaviraj Vrindavan Das Thakur will be narrating the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's many more childhood pastimes. So the Caitanya Bhagavata is a very sweet literature which gives beautiful narrations of Mahaprabhu's earlier pastimes especially. So Caitanya Bhagavata is known for Mahaprabhu's earlier pastime. Chaitanya Charitamrita is a more detailed description of Mahaprabhu's later pastimes. And the narration point of view, Chaitanya Mangala gives Mahaprabhu's pastime in a very sweet way. In this way, these three Shastras for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas gives a great understanding of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And this is possible only through the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. So in this way, we can understand that Caitanya Bhagavata author, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is a great devotee of Nityananda Prabhu, is presenting Nityananda Prabhu's great travel. Hare Krishna. So I think I got over time quite late. So as I mentioned, I just spoke whatever little bit I heard from senior devotees, and by this association, I got impetus to study Chaitanya Bhagavat nicely when I get all of your grace and blessings. So I seek those blessings from all of you. Hare Krishna. So I stop here. Sorry if you all expected something else and got something very simple. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice class. So would you be able to take questions if anybody has? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I could not understand what you said.
Would you be able to take the question if somebody has questions?
Yes. Whatever you say.
Okay. Go ahead, Supriya Mataji.
Thank you so much, Kamaliki Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my Dhanavad Nam. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Very, very wonderful and such a detailed class, Prabhu. Thank you so much for coming on the call and giving this wonderful class. Prabhu, while listening to your class, I have a question. You have said that in the pastimes of Rama, Nityananda Prabhu served as Lakshmana. And in the Krishna, when he appeared, he had come as a Balram, and now as Nityananda Prabhu. So Prabhu, we know all these three pastimes. Other than this, did Nityananda Prabhu, or who is the Anantasesha, came down in the remaining pastimes like Vamana Dev, Narsimhavatar, and other Vishnu Leelas? Did he appear? Prominently, we see these avatars, Anantadev has assisted. So can we know in the other pastimes or in the Vishnu Leelas, we know that all the paraphernalia will come down when Lord Krishna comes. So can we have the instances when he has assisted Lord Krishna?
In other incarnations, correct?
Correct, Prabhu.
Well, in Nityananda Prabhu or Balaram, many times they appear in various forms. So when Narsingadev appeared, of course, it is a very short incarnation and very exclusive incarnation just for Prahlad. So in fact, that avatar took place in a matter of a second. Like for example, when Gajendra was in pain, when he shouted, Lord came down to save Gajendra. So just by hearing Gajendra's voice, Krishna was so much in hurry to save his own devotee. He did not even dress properly, just came down. And when Garuda saw that Lord Narayan is ready to go by his own without even waiting for himself, he ran and joined Narayan to be mounted on him. So in this way, subtle incarnations, we see that a particular vision. So he may see that he is coming alone. But in those times, we understand that Nityananda Prabhu Balaramji is there with Lord in various other forms. That his own dress, his ornaments, and all other paraphernalia around him is also his expansion. In fact, Sri Nityananda Prabhu Balaram, Krishna has three Shaktis: Sandhini, Sambit, and Hladini. So Sandhini is existential potency. Existential potency means that just like if I have this mobile in my hand, if my hand is not there, it will fall off. Or we wear these spectacles. So if my nose or ear is not there, this will fall off. So the nose or ear is like the adhara or the substratum on which the spectacle is standing. Similarly, Balaramji is that kind of adhara shakti, in which in his shakti only whole spiritual world is existing. So wherever Lord goes, Balaramji's existential potency also goes. He manifests the dham. Krishna, wherever Krishna appears, dham appears. So that dham is also Sri Balaramji's expansion. So he is called as Sandhini potency. Just like in Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra, recently all the devotees are watching, witnessing, participating various Rath Yatra. So before Lord Krishna goes, Balaramji goes and make sure that the place is properly ready for Krishna to come. And before Krishna appears in the womb of Devaki, Baldev appears and makes sure that the place is ready for Krishna to come. So Balaramji makes sure Krishna's pastimes are properly arranged, and he makes sure that everything is properly set right before Krishna's appearance. So that way, directly many times he comes like Lakshmana, Balarama, and Nithyananda Prabhu. Otherwise, he also appears as a dham, as a place, as a paraphernalia. In other ways, for Lord, he gives a favorable atmosphere. He serves Lord in that way so that his pastimes are taking place nicely. So that way, when he comes, sometimes Adishesha, we see Nrsimhadev is always with his Adishesha. Shesha he comes, and when other incarnations such as Vamana, Varaha avatar comes, Lord comes as a weapon. So Balaramji also manifests himself as a weapon like other paraphernalia. In this way is there, but sometimes we are able to evidently see and sometimes we are not able to see.
Nice, Prabhu. Nice. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have one more question. Is it okay? Can I go ahead, or shall I wait for other devotees if they have any questions?
We got only one more hand, Anuradha Devi Dasi. We can.
So shall I go ahead after Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. One more question, Prabhu. We see that to get in Krishna's mercy, we need to get first Radharani's mercy. First, we have to please Radharani. And when come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are saying that we need to get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So in the Mahaprabhu's Leela also, Radharani came as Gadadhar Pandit. So why we are not taking the, why we are not considering the mercy of Gadadhar Pandit? Why we are telling that Nityananda Prabhu's mercy we should get? So I have little confusion, Prabhu, in this.
This is a very important question, and His Grace Jaran Prabhu, the head priest of ISKCON Mayapur, he speaks this very nicely. Vyayar is Panchatattva, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So of this Panchatattva we have got, and the three are Prabhus, who Sri Advaita, Nityananda, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahaprabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu. They are of the same tattva, mean they are Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we have got other two are Shakti, who are the Shiva Thakur and Sri Gadadhar Pandit. So this is Panchatattva. So when the Panchatattva, how we approach is that first we approach Shiva Thakur, who is a pure devotee. So by the mercy of Shiva Thakur, we can actually enter into pure devotion service, Suddha Sattva. And then after getting the mercy of Shiva Thakur, one approaches Sri Advaita Acharya. He is Acharya who actually who teaches us with personal example that how to perform devotional service. And when we receive the mercy of Advaita Acharya, we approach Sri Nityananda Prabhu. That by when we perform devotional service by the grace of Advaita Acharya, we come to the platform of pure devotional service, Shuddha Sattva. Then Sriman Nityananda Prabhu engages, he brings us to the platform of spiritual world. So when he brings us to the platform of spiritual world, that's like only when Balramji's Ratha Yatra goes, then the place is fit for Jagannath Rath to come. Only when Balaramji appears in the womb of Devaki, then the place becomes fit for Krishna to appear. So similarly, when Nityananda Prabhu's grace or Balaramji's grace is there, he is existential potency. He is expansion only in the spiritual world. When Krishna walks, he becomes his paduka. When Krishna lies down, he becomes bed. When Krishna sits, he becomes simhasana. When Krishna walks, he becomes umbrella. When Krishna does whatever he does, he becomes the existential platform for Krishna. So in that way, the spiritual world is nothing but his manifestation. So when we approach Nityananda Prabhu, he takes us to the spiritual platform and he hands us over to Sri Gadadhar Pandita. And who is Gadadhar Pandit? Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radharani. And the services in the spiritual world are going on under her grace. Then when we get Gadadhar Pandit mercy, then what Radharani she does, she engages in Krishna's service. So then we get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the whole gradual elevation of Sri Panchatattva. So Srivas Thakur, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. But one cannot approach Gadadhar Pandit directly without the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Why? Because Nityananda Prabhu is existential potency. Unless we get this mercy, we cannot enter into the spiritual realm. And spiritual realm is a place where Srimati Radharani's association, their services are going on. So that's why we have got Nityananda Prabhu's grace. And when we get Nityananda Prabhu's grace, we can get Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace through the mercy of Gadadhar Pandita. So that understanding is there. That's why the spiritual master is either the manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu or the manifestation of Srimati Radharani, we understand. So, and Nityananda Prabhu's grace is also very merciful, that he delivers. And that's why Srila Prabhupada, he established Gaurnitai deities. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he established many places Gaur Gadadhar worship, but that is very elevated. So we have to become qualified and our sins has to be destroyed. That's possible only by Srimati Nityananda Prabhu's grace. So Srila Prabhupada established Gaurnita in Vrindavan. Then by the mercy of Gaurnita, one approaches Krishna Balaram. Then by Balaram's grace, then one can approach Radha Shyama Sundara. So this is a gradual elevation of our spiritual elevation. So that is a proper understanding. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Jai Prabhu, Jai. Thank you so much for this detailed clarification, Prabhu. Always I got this doubt in my mind, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anuradha Mataji.
Yes. Prabhu, thank you so much. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Even if you said it's a simple class, even if we knew the pastime, but the way you connected one with the other, that was so amazing. Like we hear the pastime, but like how you said that he did not get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu till he approached through Nityananda Prabhu, and that was such a wonderful. I mean, we know it, but the way you put it across, it was very beautiful. So very grateful for that, Prabhu. Prabhu, I had a doubt. I mean, like how you were glorifying about the Kali Yuga, about having Gauranga Mahaprabhu just 500 years back. And I was just wondering, Prabhu, is our Srimad Bhagavatam is for the entire universe life, or it is also, like how the avatars are particular to particular yugas? Like I have heard earlier that like Mahaprabhu, this merciful avatar is very exclusive to our Kali Yuga, but then earlier he had come in the form of God and Narayan or something like that. I have heard in the form of Narayan, but Gauranga Mahaprabhu was in the form or mood of Narayan, like more in awe and reverence and not so personal as he is now for us. So how about Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhu? Then I have a follow-up question to that. Did I put my question properly, Prabhu?
I think his screen is frozen.
Yeah, he might have. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, it's frozen. Maybe Prabhuji will connect back again. Yeah, he's coming, Mataji. He just messaged.
Sure, Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, at 10 o'clock sharp, my Wi-Fi goes away, so I got it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Did you get the question, or you want me to repeat the question, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I got the question. So, could you hear me?
Yes.
Prabhuji, your internet is very low. Do you like to off the camera and try? Maybe it will be better.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now we can hear you clearly, Prabhu. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. So, yes, Mahaprabhu's appearance in different, every age, every Kali Yuga it happens, but only the 28th Kali Yuga it is very special. And what is the other part of the question you asked?
Prabhu, I was asking, that is about the avatar. How about our Srimad Bhagavatam? Does it change or it remains?
Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam also appears in every age, but the same Srimad Bhagavatam also is there in various other planets also. So other planets have more verses. Some are in Brahmaloka, the Srimad Bhagavatam has 1 million verses, like that also we hear. And Devaloka, it is just, we hear all those things. But you can separate it, you can elongate it more and more and more, and you can reduce the Bhagavatam is revealed its full potency during Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, and those who see Srimad Bhagavatam through the eyes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for them it is revealed fully. So in that sense, even though Srimad Bhagavatam is there, but its revelation is complete, full in the 28 million. So,
yeah, thank you so much.
Is that fine?
Yes, Prabhu. So I understand that it is different in different yuga. That's what you told. Your internet was little, I mean, your voice was little in and out. So I just want to confirm. So you said it changes according to the yugas.
It may be different, may not be different, but the understanding the same content, you can compress it and extend it. Similarly, same Bhagavatam can be there, but it is revealed more when somebody sees Srimad Bhagavatam through Mahaprabhu's mercy.
Okay, that makes sense, bro. Beautiful answer. So because the reason I was thinking when you were explaining about Mahaprabhu's special appearance in the special Kali Yuga, I was thinking of Kalidoshi Nidhi Rajam, that Bhagavatam 12:351, that famous verse which glorify the holy name. Like in Kali Yuga, there is nothing good, but only good thing is the chanting. So I was just wondering, I mean, often we hear that this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then we also hear the explanation, no, Haridas Thakur was already chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra because he appeared before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so because of that, this confusion was appearing. But I think what you said, Prabhu, maybe I need to meditate a little and I will get the answer, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful association. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the beautiful class and accepting the class in the last minute. Very, very grateful to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, for keeping me away from Maya for some time. Grateful to all of you. Thanks.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Vancha. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice class. Enlightening, very nice question. Answers to all the questions. Thank you, Prabhuji. We look forward to your association again in the future. And now nobody has any questions, so we can end the call by your permission, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarupesya kripasindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavadinamoni Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Namacharya Shaidas Thakur ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata ki jai. Sri Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Jai. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, once again. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's class. We'll meet tomorrow. Hari Bol, closing the call for today.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.